Frederick County Public Schools is one of the fastest growing counties in the Commonwealth. In anticipation of growing enrollment, FCPS purchased 83 acres of land for a fourth high school in 2013 with a plan to open the school in the fall of 2017. The three high schools are now over capacity by 634 students and are facing challenges to meet the needs of the students in overcrowded buildings. FCPS is still working to secure funding from the county for the construction of that fourth high school.
The main concern with overcrowding is that it limits opportunities for students in a variety of ways. Due to the number of students that we have, we are limiting students from taking electives that they want to take. A lot of students want to take our career and technical education classes, which again, we want them to be part of, but the state limits the class sizes for those due to safety concerns to 20 in many classes. For classes like our agriculture classes or our tech ed classes, family and consumer science, because you're working in a shop or a kitchen area, and so it's safety concerns there.
The impact of the overcrowding goes beyond the walls of the school building and impacts transportation to and from school.
So with the number of students that we have that attend Millbrook, we are seeing some concerns with transportation to and from school with our buses. There are only so many buses that the division has, and our drivers are picking up more and more students each day or dropping off more and more students. And so our drivers are doing what we call double runs, where they pick up part of their run, drop them off to school, and then go back to finish their run and pick up the rest of the students. And so they're waiting longer to be picked up by the bus in the morning to get dropped off in school. And then the same thing happens in the afternoon because we can only have so many students on the bus. They do the first run, drop off the first run, and then come back to pick up the second run.
Students are also feeling the impacts of overcrowded hallways and classes.
The current enrollment situation, during class transitions, you have to know where you're going and a route to get there, because if not, you can easily get caught in the sea of people in the hallway. Second of all, the classes, almost all my classes have 30 plus students, and it makes it very hard for the teachers to, be able to meet all the individual needs of the students, and for the students and teachers to develop, good relationships with each other.
Even with the extensive renovation, James Wood High School students and staff are feeling the growing pains.
We have adapted at James Wood to the overcrowding here in a few ways. One of them is that we are always moving things around logistically. So, for example, our teachers kind of understand that they don't have a classroom that is theirs, and that's kind of sad because teachers very much like to be able to set up their classroom and make it feel as warm and welcoming to their students as they can and be prepared at the beginning of class with all of their things laid out. When you have classes that have 30 students in them, it is virtually impossible for us to be able to serve every one of the students in there to the best of our ability with one adult in the room. Also, it is going to limit the number of opportunities available for our students. Frankly, there are many classes we simply cannot offer due to overcrowding, which is happening also at a time of critical staff needs in education. We at James Wood, even at the end of renovation, are going to be right back at capacity very shortly after we cut the ribbon on the end of renovation. So it is kind of challenging to think about the fact that we've gone through 3 years to get here, and we're kind of going to be right back to square one in terms of capacity very shortly after we're done.
FCPS teachers and staff work hard to adapt and meet the needs of all students. Even so, the impact of overcrowded schools affects the educational experience for students in a variety of ways.
I do truly think that James Wood High School teachers do an amazing job of giving attention to students, but sometimes, and it's not their fault, it is very difficult to make every kid feel that they're not just a number in the school system, because when you have such overcrowding and such packing, so many kids can feel left behind or just as another student that another teacher is teaching, as almost like a number. I think that opening up a fourth high school could give them more direct attention and help them feel better about the experience that they're getting, which could lead them to even better opportunities.
All three high schools are facing challenges as a result of the overcrowding. Sherando High School, at nearly 300 students over capacity, is experiencing the greatest impact.
We have obviously a lot of students in the hallways. We're pushing 1,700 students. So it's a lot of students in the hallway. It's a lot of students in classrooms. It's a lot of students in the cafeteria. We're fortunate to have a tremendous community and group of families, so we have great students here. With our bathrooms this year, because of our numbers, we've had to put some new strategies in place to help with it. So we do have, before school, we've had to put close monitoring on the bathrooms in order to see who's coming and going because of the vandalism, and sometimes vaping could be an issue. So again, we felt like as a school, for the safety and hearing from the students and hearing from the parents, we needed to do something differently this year. So that's why we have added the gates, which we share with our parents before the school year started. So there are certain times and certain bathrooms that are open at certain times of the day. If there's any emergency, obviously we're not going to keep a student from going to the restroom. They always have the clinic available if they need to go to the restroom if there's an emergency. So again, we're just trying to we're always looking at different strategies and systems we can put in place to help students move efficiently, effectively, and feel confident in their day.
One of the ways Sherando High School addresses the need for additional space is through the use of modular classrooms.
We have 16 classrooms that are out separate from our building. That creates issues right now. We're having a lot of weather-related issues, so you have water that pools, so kids are walking through the rain to get to their classes, and they have pooling water. We also have to have a teacher that's on duty there to allow the students to come in and go, because we have to keep the building locked and secured during the day. A lot of people will talk about expanding on to our current high schools versus building that fourth high school, and I will tell you, we need the fourth high school. Sherando High School, drive in and look to your right. What used to be our beautiful picturesque entryway is now going to be 93 homes right next to our campus.
While the modular classrooms create a variety of challenges, the safety and security of students and staff is the primary concern.
So my freshman year, I was in what was the back trailer. There has since been another one added, even farther back. But first period, I was sitting in English class out in the trailer that is closest to Sherando Park. And there was an announcement on the speaker that we were in a lockdown. And obviously, everybody's parents start texting them when they get that notification. And we later found out that there was an armed person in Sherando Park. They didn't know where they were. So Sherando and Ayler all went on lockdown. But being out in the trailers, we were kind of just, it's kind of a grim analogy, but I just kind of felt like a sitting duck in a way, because the only thing between us was just a fence. That if that was their intent, everything ended up being fine, obviously, but if that was someone's intent, if they get into the woods back there, there's not really a whole lot stopping them from getting to the classrooms.
We need that fourth high school because it's opportunities for our students. It's opportunities for our community. That fourth high school gives students more opportunities to participate, be involved, have those smaller classes. It's just so many opportunities. We desperately need that fourth high school for our students. They're our future of this community, so we need to take care of them now so they can take care of us later.